Greetings, my peeps, and welcome to the All Things Basketball Podcast with your boy GD. In this episode, it's just about time. The WNBA season is about to get underway, so your boy will break down all 15 teams. We'll go through them all. I'll tell you who I feel will make the playoffs and all of that. I'll give you some postseason award predictions. Also, a legend retires. Tina Charles, we'll talk about that. And then also the TV schedule. You need a roadmap to keep up, but we'll break that all down too. All that and more. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Okay, guys, it's your boy GD back with the All Things Basketball with GD podcast. And guys, you know NBA playoffs is underway, conference semifinals. I did both previews for the West, and then I did for the East with my guest, Leo Rochelle. Again, I thank her for coming on the show. It was fun having to chop it up with her. And as far as following her, I gave you on that podcast. It's in the scroll, her link tree. Guys, if you're thinking about doing podcasting, I should have asked her about this last night. She also helps people set up their podcasts. She'll be like a coach and tell you the ins, the outs, and all that sort of stuff. So get with her, man. She has a wealth of knowledge in this. Been doing it for 15 years. So y'all get in touch with her. But it was nice having her on once again. Hopefully we'll link up again. I want to get on her stuff as well. So that'll happen in the future. So anyhow, right now we're going to talk about the WNBA season's about to get underway, guys. So before the season opener, I said, you know me, I got to do my season preview. So here it is. All right, guys. So what we'll do, we'll go through each and every team, all 15 teams. And you know how I do it. I will go alphabetical through the teams. And then after that, I'll pick my playoff teams. Also, who I feel will be in the running for MVP, for Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. Also, Most Improved Player and Sixth Player of the Year as well. So we'll go through all of that. And then I want to talk about Tina Charles retiring, a great legend in this game. So we'll talk about her. And then we'll talk about as far as TV goes. Maybe I'll do the TV stuff after I do the predictions. So, with all that said, let's get into it. We will start with the Atlanta Dream, and they're coached by Carl Schmetzko. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'll give you the starters. I'll give you some of their key bench players, and then a few thoughts on the team itself. So, again, the Atlanta Dream, their starting five looks like this. It'll be Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Angel Reese, who they got in the trade, guys, Brianna Jones, and Jordan Canada. Coming off their bench, Naz Hillman. You'll have Tahina Pau, who backs up Jordan Canada, Sika Kone, and their rookie, Medina Okot, out of the University of South Carolina, their rookie there. So as far as the Atlanta Dream, actually, they got a bit of bad news as far as Brianna Jones goes. She had an April surgery, so her season debut will be delayed. How long it'll be delayed, we don't know. Just saying she had an April surgery, so I believe she injured herself in January. So I'm surprised they waited until April, but uh, I think that probably had to do with getting her signed, getting her name on the dotted line as far as free agency goes. So she's going to get, I believe it's the knee, if I'm not mistaken. So she's going to get that cleaned up and taken care of. So in the interim, you'll probably see more likely than not either a Nas Hillman or they may even throw the rookie in there, Medina Okot. But I think it'll be Nas Hillman covering at the center position. She could play the 4 or the 5, but I think she'll cover the center position for the moment. Now, as far as Angel Reese goes, I am interested to see what is her fit here. Because we know the ball is going to run through Alicia Gray. That's their star player. Also Ryan Howard as well. So you know those two players, they're going to see the lion's share of the looks. So that leaves room for Angel Reese to do her thing under the boards. I think she can get average a double-double here with Atlanta. I think they want her to. So, yeah, but she's coming in knowing that she's not going to be the top dog. And I'd be interested to see. I think she'll blend in. I think she's just happy to be in a winning situation. She's been saying that all along. So I would like to think that that will hold up and come into fruition for that team. So that is the Atlanta Dreams story as far as that goes. Let us continue. Now, the team that Angel was traded from, the Chicago Sky, their starters, more likely than not, Skylar Diggins, who they acquired via free agency. Also, Dejanay Carrington, another player who's come over as a free agent. Rickea Jackson, who they got in the trade. They traded Ariel Atkins to get her and getting her from the LA Sparks. So she's getting a brand new start here with the Sky. Azurá Stevens, who we last saw with Chicago when they won the championship there. And then she moved on and went to the Sparks. Now she comes back to Chicago. And then your center will be Camila Cardozo. So that's your starting 5, which is a very strong starting 5, guys. So you got to give the credit to the GM over there for assembling this talent. And then, not to be outdone, on his bench, they brought back Rachel Bannum, a sniper from 3. They brought back Courtney Vandersloot, much to the dismay of a lot of folks because they feel she's a snitch in the locker room as far as she has the ear of the front office. So there's that. Also, Elizabeth Williams. She's your backup big who plays very well for them. But they did waive Maddie Westbeld. I thought they would hold on to her, but they waived her. And they waived Haley Van Lith. Now, this was their draft pick from last year. Now, mind you, and I said it then, I thought the pick should have been Tahina Paopao. But they went this route, and I think they kind of did that, making it look like it's a Angel Reese move. This is why I think. I could be absolutely off page, off book on this, but I think they did that to make it look like it's an Angel Reese move where you're bringing in a teammate of hers. But I thought the pick should have been Tahina Paopao. But they waived her, which, a lot of Sky fans were up in arms about it until they signed Natasha Cloud, who was out there, guys, as a free agent. The New York Liberty did not re-sign her. They just didn't have the funds. I think that's what it came down to, guys. They put the priority on bringing in Satu Sabali over Natasha Cloud. That's just the reality of it. With this new salary cap, you now have to be careful, as far as your spending and so forth. So I think it's just a matter of numbers. So Chicago brings her in. Now, and I heard the ladies on We Need to Talk discussing this. You now have three point guards who are seasoned, two of which won championships. Um, but all of them up there in age, by the way. They're all up there in age. I believe Natasha Cloud will be the youngest of the three. So you bear that in mind, and you bear the fact that you invested, and I crunched the numbers, you invested 2.2 million in your point guard position, which that's a lot of money to have for your point guard, but especially with a salary cap of $7 million, but it is what it is. So the question here is, are you going to have the minutes to play all three? I say it's a difficult situation to mind there for them. So somebody's going to have to play the bench. In fact, I think two of them is going to have to play the bench, and then you got to figure out the minutes between there. Tyler March, he has his hands full. He really does, because a lot of pressure is on him, guys. They made all these changes now, so it's on him. He talks a lot of game, but he's got to prove it in his coaching. Will he be able to do that? I'm not confident in that, to be honest with you. So that's the situation with Chicago. I'll probably double back to it. And then, of course, there's Rakia Jackson and what he's able to do coming to Chicago. But again, I'll double back to that. Connecticut Sun, their starters will be Sanaya Rivers, Layla Lacan, Kennedy Burke, who they got in free agency, guys, Anissa Morrow, and Brittany Griner. I don't believe Aaliyah Edwards will be the starter. I think they're really confident in Anissa Morrow and her development. So I'm saying Morrow for the moment, but it can all change. It can end up being Aaliyah Edwards when all is said and done. But I'm saying for the moment Morrow. And then your bench is Diamond Miller, Aaliyah Edwards, who I mentioned, Olivia Nelson Adodo, who they had their starting there, but with her next to Tina Charles. And then also you have the rookie Gianna Nepkins from the University of UCLA, and she's your rookie. So, and for Connecticut Sun, I watched one of their preseason games, and they talked to Brittany Griner, and she says, "Listen, I'm playing with a chip on my shoulder, basically, because a lot of people wrote me off last season when I was with the Atlanta Dream. Mind you, Atlanta Dream, they started her at the beginning of the season. By the end, she was on the bench, barely getting minutes. So, she says, people think she's washed up, but I think coming over to Connecticut, she has something to prove. And then remember, guys, this is the last season in Connecticut. They move on to Houston after this season. So, it's a lot of incentive for her to play well this year in preparation for that move to Texas because, she's a Texas native. So there's that. So she's going to play with a chip on her shoulder. I think she's going to play well, guys, provided she's healthy now. And this is a young and hungry squad. You got Sanaya Rivers there, who I think will, when all is said and done, will be, first team all defense. I think she'll have that kind of year, guys. Lacan is somebody who can be in the backcourt there, can take the pressure off Rivers. Solid player. Also, Morrow. I think Morrow's ready to show what she can do. And then Edwards. I think Edwards probably has an axe to grind as well. So she's bounced around a little bit. So, yeah. So I think, they have a young team there that's hungry. And then you got a veteran like a Brittany Griner there. So, and look out for Kennedy Burke. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, she got overpaid, but she's one of those players, I think, when given the opportunity, she can show you what she can do. So, Chicago, not Chicago, the Connecticut Sun is going to be a tough out. They're not going to be a pushover this season. And, you have the coach there, Rashid Mezzine. So he's going to have these ladies ready. So, Connecticut, be on the lookout for them. Next team I'll talk about, the Dallas Wings, and they made wholesale changes, guys. Their starters will be Paige Beckers, of course. She'll be the point forward there. Also, Arika Ogunbowale, who's dealing with injuries early on, but I think she'll be ready just in time for the season. Also, Asia Fudd, the number one draft pick overall in the 2026 draft. That they already said it. The new coach there, Jose Fernandez, he's starting his number one pick. So she'll be in there. And then also, guys, among your starters, Jessica Shepard. I think she'll be a starter as well. And who you brought in from Minnesota. And Alana Smith, also from Minnesota. So you have your starting lineup there. Coming off the bench, Maddie Segrist, who gives you punch off the bench offensively. Also, Odyssey Sims is back with Dallas, and she's looking good, guys. And remember what she did for the Indiana Fever in the conference finals, guys. So she's back with Dallas. Also, Isaiah James. I mean, she's looking good as well, guys. Coming off the bench for them. Alicia Clark, your seasoned veteran, someone who's been through the wars, who can guide these young players. So you have her in the fold, guys. Also, you got Awak Cure, who sat out last season, guys. She's back now. She's a long forward for them. So it'll be interesting to see how she fits into this mix. JJ Quinterly, who played very well as a rookie, guys, and Lee Yaru. She's back as well, guys. So listen, Dallas has loaded up, and Paige has a lot of help, guys. So I'll be very interested to see how the new coach does, Jose Fernandez. I think he's got the talent here to really make some noise. So the Dallas Wings, a team on the horizon. Next up is the Golden State Valkyrie. Now, well, let me just say, I'll say the starters, the bench, and then we'll talk about them. As far as your starters go, it'll be Veronica Burton, your most improved player from last season. She had a fantastic season for them guys for the Valkyrie. Gabby Williams, who you got in free agency, guys. So you have her also in the fold coming from Seattle. So there's that. And then Kayla Thornton, who you lost towards the end of the season when she had the knee injury. She's back now. Looks like she's healthy and she's ready to go. So you have that. Also, guys, you have Janelle Salon and Ileana Rupert, guys. Your your 4 and your 5 for the team. On their bench, Tiffany Hayes, of course, seasoned veteran for them. Cecilia Sandra Lassini, another fine player for them. Kia Stokes, who you got in free agency. So she's a big who can play the 4 or the 5 and give you rough and tumble minutes. She does the dirty work. Kate Martin is still there, a player who can D you up. She can launch it from 3. Letitia Amma here, another player who can heat it up from the bench, and Caitlin Chin as well. Now, guys, remember on draft day, they picked Vlajeh Johnson. Then they made the trade with Seattle. And the player they got back was Marta Suarez. Do you know they ended up waiving her, guys? So a lot of Valkyrie fans are up in arms that saying that if you were going to do this, why didn't you just keep Vlajeh Johnson? But you know, the GM at the time, Ohima Nyan, she said, you know, it was already in the works. They did it for cap space reasons. So there's that, which, you know, the fans over there wasn't having that because that franchise did very well in its first season, very well. So, you know, that's the last thing the fans want to hear, that you're doing stuff for cap reasons. So there's that. But what I'm saying overall about the Valkyrie, I hear these people say, oh, they're tanking for Juju Watkins. And I'm like, I look at the roster, I'm like, this is not a roster that's going to tank. In fact, they made playoffs last year. So, and you just added Gabby Williams to the mix? No, this is a playoff team from what I see on paper. So, y'all can miss me with that. Coach Natalie Nasaki, she's going to have these ladies playing and playing hard and playing well. And you have that fan base over there that only galvanizes you. So I say this is I mean, come on. I got to play the gong on that one, or the boo. Yeah. I don't know what people is talking about as far as that goes. But yeah, Valkyrie's going to be a problem this year. So make no mistake about that. So, all right, let us continue. The Indiana Fever, guys. One of the teams that was the final 4 of the teams left in the playoffs. Their starters, Caitlin Clark, look like she's healthy, guys. Look like she's ready to go. Kelsey Mitchell, who played outstanding for them in the absence of Clark. I mean, she played until she couldn't play anymore, guys. You have her in the fold. I think it'll be between Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall. Lexi Hall right now, she is injured. They haven't said yet, but will she be ready in time for the season? We'll see. But I think you could flip a coin with either of them starting. Uh, my sense would be it would be Lexi Hall over Cunningham, but again, that situation is fluid. Mo Billings, who you brought in via free agency, again, as I mentioned when I did the free agency show, the fact that she had that rapport with Caitlin Clark in the World Cup qualifiers, that helped her case as far as that goes. And I think she'll be fine playing off of Aaliyah Boston, who is your center, obviously. So I think this will be a solid 4 or 5 combination for them guys. So there you go there. So on the bench for them, it'll be either Sophie or Lexi will be on the bench. Raven Johnson, the rookie, who she looks good, guys. You know, a lot of people were poo-pooing the fact of them getting her in the draft. But listen, she's lived up to the hype, guys. She's going to be somebody who can take pressure off of Caitlin, having to, be on the ball all the time. The rabbit, I call them the zesty man boys who fawn over Caitlin Clark. They want her to have the ball in her hand 100% of the time. And the coach has said, and Caitlin herself has said, that she wants to be off the ball. So, you guys either like it or lump it. But this is the program now. So you either get on board or get left. So, so Raven Johnson, like I said, coming off your bench. Michaela Timpson, who has looked very good for them guys, coming off the bench. She's a solid 4 for them, can slide to the 5 if need be. Taisha Harris, another guard for them. Myasha Hines Allen, your rough and tumble player, coming in to fill in for either Boston or Billings. She's a player you don't want to mess around with, guys. So, a lot of people say, oh, Sophie, she's Caitlin's defender. Like, nah, Myasha, she got this. So, Sophie, just chill. So, I'm just saying. And then Satari Walker Kimbrough also coming off your bench, guys. So, the bench is solid. You got solid starting 5. Stephanie White, again, I'm on social media and, they try and drag Coach White for filth, which I don't understand. She's doing one heck of a job over there. And I think they're going to be amongst the top 4 teams in this league. Make no mistake about it. They're going to be that tough, guys. So, provided Caitlin is healthy, Caitlin's healthy. She's able to do what she does, logo threes, of course, her passing, all the things. So uh, this team is going to be tough. They're going to be tough. So can they do what they did last year? Repeat that this year? I don't see why not, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens. But that's the story with Indiana. Let's continue. Las Vegas Aces, your defending world champions. The starters are Chelsea Gray, of course, their floor general, Jackie Young, and you know what she can do, J.O. in the building. Stephanie Talbot, I think, will be a starter there. Last year it was kind of fluid as far as that other forward position. You had a Kirsten Bell in there, which, I could have took that or leave it, but Stephanie Talbot, this is an upgrade, guys. Melissa Smith, who played very well for them guys, played very well for the Aces when They acquired her from Dallas. She has been a perfect player to play off of Asia Wilson, who, of course, that's your center there. So uh, Smith had a fine half of the season playing for them, and I expect more of the same with a full training camp. On the bench, Jewel Lloyd, who's had to settle into being a bench player. She was initially a starter, but she settled in eventually nicely for the Aces. Also, you have now this is the one where I was like, boy, y'all really gonna put pressure on this league. Bringing in a Kennedy Carter to come in, and again, when you got somebody like a Teresa Weatherspoon in your corner, guys, she spoke to Coach Becky Hammond, and they're tight as can be. Because remember, Becky Hammond came in with the New York Liberty and, was the understudy for Teresa Weatherspoon. So, they were real tight. So, Teresa puts in a word for Kennedy to get another chance. She talks to her good friend, Becky Hammond, and Becky Hammond said, you know what? Let her come in. Let's see what she can do. And she's been lighting it up in overseas, guys. In China, she was killing them. I was seeing the clips, so I'm like, yeah, somebody got to grab her and bring her back here. So it looks like the Aces were the ones to bring her back. So we'll see what happens. And it's just in the nick of time because Dana Evans, who you brought back, actually, she has a leg injury and she's going to be out indefinitely. So, so that's going to be a big loss for them because she played well in the finals for them guys. But you have Carter here can soften that blow, So there's that. Cheyenne Parker Titus, you have her for a full season now to back up Asia Wilson. Kirsten Bell still with the squad for reasons unbeknown to me, but I digress. Brianna Turner, you have her now in the fold. She was with the Indiana Fever. Now she's with the Aces. So veteran forward who can give you good minutes. So can they repeat again? That's the big question. And all eyes is on Kennedy. Now, can she be that player that you saw with Chicago where she was an absolute killer? I think she can be that, to be honest with you. My only worry with this team is more size. I think you need more size in there. So I understand. I get it. You have Asia, you have Smith, you have Parker, Titus. But I think another big for them would go a long way. So keep an eye out for that, provided they have money, on the books that they can bring in somebody to fill the bill. So we'll see. All right, so that's the Aces story. LA Sparks. Now, this is a team that's going for it, guys. Their starters, Kelsey Plum, of course, the Plum Dog there. Then you got Ray Burrell. Now here's her chance to shine, guys. So she's in there as well. Ariel Atkins, like I said, she came over as part of the Rakia Jackson trade. De'Erica Hamby, you're a solid big there. And then it looks like they're going to start her. Nneka Onwumike. She's going to be the fifth starter for them guys. So there you go there. Coming off your bench, Cam Brink. They're being very cautious with her. She did have the knee injury. She came back about mid-season or so. So they're still on the side of caution with her. So we'll see. Erica Wheeler, who they brought in, coming from Seattle, solid guard, can play both guard positions. savvy veteran, if you will. Emma Cannon, another guard that you can plug and play. And Tanaya Latson, their rookie out of South Carolina, who has turned heads, guys. I think she could be the steal of the draft, guys. She's that kind of player. So there you go there. Like I said, Sparks are going for it all, guys. They took the big swing and bringing in Ariel Atkins. Uh, what you saw in Chicago, where she gave you ebbs and flows, uh, can you see something more solid over here with the Sparks? We'll see. And they're another team I think could use some more size because you have a woman McKay who's, she's long in the tooth, but she'll be solid for you. Cameron Brink, if she's healthy, she's gonna help them tremendously. So, and I believe she is, but I think you need one more big to just be on the safe side. I understand you have Sanaya Fagan, who could actually be that other big. So maybe you're good. So, but they're going for it, guys. So will they pull it off? We'll see. All right, let's move on. The Minnesota Lynx, their starters, LaFeisha Collier, Courtney Williams, of course, Kayla McBride, Natasha Howard, who you brought in as a free agent because you lost Alana Smith, and then Olivia Miles, your rookie coming out of TCU, will be the fifth starter. Off the bench, you'll have Ania Coffey there. Dorka Uhas. We just got the word, though, guys. She's dealing with a foot injury, so she's out indefinitely. She has no timetable as of yet. She was supposed to come back from overseas and come play for them. Now you have this foot injury, so it's going to be touch and go from here, guys. So we'll see when she comes back. Haven't got official word. We just know she's out indefinitely. And then also Emma Chekova, who's a rookie, guys, and actually she's looked pretty good in preseason. So she's someone who can give you something coming off that bench. And speaking of no timetable, there's no timetable for a return for LaFeisha Collier. So, and remember, she had surgery on both ankles. So, as of this moment, I don't see anything as far as a return for her. Yeah, I've looked all over the place to see if anyone's saying anything as far as that injury goes. Injury update. She could get back to on-court activities in June because she had the surgery in March or on her left ankle. So it was successful, guys. So they're saying she could possibly return to the court in June. We'll see what happens. So she's been ruled out for the start of the season. So if they could get her by about mid-June or so, hopefully Minnesota's not too far down in the standings. So we'll see what happens. So there you go there. All right, guys, let's move on. The New York Liberty. Their starters, of course, Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquel Jones, their big three. They added a powerful piece in Satu Sabali, and then your fifth starter, once you come back overseas, Leonie Phoebish. Coming off your bench, Rebecca Gardner, who has looked good in preseason, guys. Marian Johannes, that their flashy point guard there. Also, Benaji, Laney Hamilton, guys. She's back. She's healthy now. Hanzu, she's back for them guys. Their center, backup center. Annalie Malley, who actually looks good in preseason also. So you have her in the fold. Pauline Austere, and she looks like she has something there. Rebecca Allen, who played last year for the Chicago Sky, returns to New York. So you got a player who can launch it from deep. And then Raquel Carrera, you have her as well. You got a new coach in Chris DeMarco. So it'll be interesting to see what offense he runs and all those sort of things. Uh, I'll be definitely looking closely at that, as I'll be at a lot of games this season. So just to let you know. Anyhow, but bad news is just came down coming out of their last preseason game. Sabrina Ionescu, she suffered a ankle injury. She came down kind of awkward. They're saying she's out for 2 weeks. This happened on May the 3rd against Connecticut. Mind you, they play Connecticut in the season opener. So Sabrina Ionescu out for at least 2 weeks. So there's that. Hopefully you get her back before the month of May is done. In the interim, it's going to have to be Maureen Johannes. She's going to have to come in there and do her thing until Sabrina gets back. But there was the huge addition of Niara's sister, if you will, Satu Sabali. She's a weapon. They call her the unicorn for a reason. She can score on all the levels, guys. She can defend. Only thing with her is health. Health is always a issue with her. So there you go there. So let us continue. The Phoenix Mercury. I think this is a team that's taking a hit, guys. You're going to have back Alyssa Thomas, of course, the engine. Kalia Copper. Dewana Bonner, I believe, will start. She was coming off the bench last season, but she'll be a starter for them. Natasha Mack. And then their point guard, Monique Akola Makani, will be your fifth starter. Off the bench, Sammy Whitcomb, she re-signed with them guys, and then Kiana Williams as well. Guys, their bench was decimated this offseason, guys. A lot of it had to do with the expansion draft, some of it to do with players just going elsewhere. I think it's going to be a long season ahead for Coach Nate Tibbetts. I understand. I get it. You got into the finals last year. I don't see this as a finals team at all. I'd be stunned if, they're in for a long season, I think, guys. So there you go there. All right, let us continue. The Portland Fire, one of the franchises there that is an expansion team. So there's that. Their starters, I think it'll be Emily Exler. I think she'll be a starter, guys. Bridget Carlton, I believe, will be a starter as well. Megan Guffinson. Also, Louisa Geisel-Sauder. I believe that'll be your center, guys. And then Carla Leahy. She'll be your fifth starter. Coming off the bench, Sarah Ashley Barker, Haley Jones, Nadia Pooch, and also Chloe Bibby and Maya Caldwell, guys. Your coach, Alex Sarama. But this is an expansion team. I think they have a bit of an uphill climb. They're going to have a rough go of it. So maybe they're positioning themselves for Juju Watkins. We'll see. The Seattle Storm. Now, this is a team I think is going to be very intriguing, guys. Your starters, Dominique Malonga. Remember, she came off the bench last year. She will be the starter next to Ezzy Magbagor. That's a long 4 and 5 that you're going to have, guys. Also, Lexi Brown, I think she'll run the show, guys. Natisha Heidelman, she gets a chance over here, guys, to be that kind of player. And then Flau'jae Johnson will be your fifth starter, the rookie, of course, out of LSU. Your bench, Stephanie Dawson, a pro's pro, who can back up Magbagor or Malonga. Zaya Cook, who's looked like she's had a renaissance, guys. She looks like a much different player, guys. So she'll be coming off your bench. Jordan Harston, who missed last year with a knee injury. Hopefully she's back. She's healthy. She's ready. Awa Pham, the rookie who you drafted high in that draft, guys. So she'll be amongst those third overall, in fact. And then Mackenzie Holmes as well, guys. It's a new era in Seattle. Gone is Aneka Nwumeke. Gone is Skylar Diggins. So it's a new day. And you have a new coach, Sonia Rahman, who was an assistant for Sandy Brondello here with the New York Liberty. So she gets her chance, guys. And I think the key for them, they need Lexi Brown healthy all season long. She has a history of injury, but they're going to need a healthy season from her if they are to have any kind of chance at sniffing the playoffs. But I think this is a team that could be a surprise, guys, and they could be a surprise in this season. And then the Toronto Tempo. Your starters there, Marina Mabry, who will be your catalyst. Brittany Sykes as well. That's going to be a 1-2 combination. That's going to be rough on opponents, guys. Julie Alleman, I think that'll be the point guard to start. Timi Fambele, who we last saw playing with the Valkyrie. Now she's with the Tempo. And Niera Sabli, I think that could be your center for the Tempo. Coming off the bench, Aaliyah Nye, who was a rookie with the Aces last season. Nicolina Mikic, Lexi Held from the Phoenix Mercury. I think could be a powerful piece coming off your bench, guys. And Kiki Rice, your rookie coming from the University of UCLA. So there you go there. But Toronto, I think, could end up having a Golden State Valkyrie type of season where they're very successful, guys. The fan base is rabid over there. They're thirsty for this team. But I think the key for them, Niera Sabali, who, when healthy, she could be an absolute problem in the paint, guys. But the caveat for her has always been if healthy. But listen, your coach over there, Sandy Brondello, who was here coaching the Liberty, she knows Sabali very well. She knows what she's capable of. So if she's able to tap into that, I think Toronto will be an issue in the WNBA. So there you go there. All right, and then the last team I'll talk about, the Washington Mystics. Their starters, it'll be very interesting, guys. Sonia Centrone, the fine rookie from last season who played very well. Kiki Ariafin as well, a rookie who also played well. Georgia Amore. This is good. She tore up her knee last year. Now she's getting a full shot this go around. And so far, so good, guys. Uh, Minkala Onawere, who actually she was an assistant coach with UCLA last season, but she comes here with the Mystics as that forward, guys, that small forward. And your center for the moment, I think, will be Shakira Austin. Coming off your bench, Lauren Betts. I think she's going to make a real push to be in the center here with the Mystics. So she's going to put a lot of pressure on those front court players there. Cody McMahon, the rookie there, she's another rookie who I'm keeping an eye out for. I think, you know, the sort of play she's going to bring off the bench, the energy. I think she's going to be a major player here. Lucy Olsen, who I think quietly can give you something off the bench as well. And yeah, so I think this is the young and turnt team. We've heard about the young and turnt in Unrivaled. I think this is the young and turnt in the WNBA, guys. They're young, they're hungry, they're thirsty, all those sort of things. And a healthy Amore is going to go a long way for this team, guys. If she's healthy and she's ready, she can be a problem at that point guard position. Sydney Johnson got his work cut out. He handled the young talent very well last season. So we'll see what happens there. Oh, and then they have Lauren Betts' teammate, Angela Dukalich, who's kind of your Swiss Army knife player. So very young team, guys. You know, when you're young, you don't know any better. So you go out there loosey-goosey and you let the chips fall where they may. But this should be a fun team. This should be a fun team. I look forward to keeping my eye out for them. So there you go. Gosh, we went kind of long. So here's what I'm going to do. I will predict the playoff teams, but I'll do another episode where I'm talking about the postseason awards sort of deal. We'll talk about Tina Charles and we'll talk about the TV stuff. So that's the way we'll do it. All right. So right quick, my predicted playoff teams. I think it will be Atlanta. I think Atlanta has the firepower. They ended up first in the conference last year. So I think they will be right up there this year as well. The addition of Reese will be a big help to them. Carl Schmetzko seems to know what he's doing over there with these ladies. I think the key for them is Brianna Jones and how quick she comes back to the court. But they'll be a playoff team. Dallas, I think with all the changes they made, guys, drafting Fudd, bringing in Alana Smith, bringing in Jessica Shepard, bringing back Odyssey Sims. And of course, you know, the young players like Beckers, the players like James, Quinterly, and Maddie Segrist as well. I think the new coach there, they have all the confidence in the world in this guy. So I think they're going to be an issue, the Dallas Wings, and they'll be a playoff team. Golden State Valkyrie, again, but everybody's saying they don't know what's, you know, they're trying to tank. I don't see it at all. You add a Gabby Williams, that's not the sign of a tanking team. Plus, you're going to bring back Kayla Thornton, who, like I said, you missed her the latter half of the season with the knee injury. She's back now. So this is a playoff team. I'm looking at a playoff team here. So they'll be in the mix. The Indiana Fever, there's no way they're not in the playoffs. In fact, and I'll go out on the limb. They're going to be amongst the top 4 teams in the league. There's no denying. With Coach White and with the firepower they have, Caitlin, Kelsey, Boston, Billings is going to be a nice fit for them. You added some defense with Raven Johnson along with Alexi Hall. So yeah, I think I don't see no reason why they're not amongst the top teams. The Las Vegas Aces, I think, as long as Asia is alive and breathing, this is a playoff team. You still got Chelsea Gray there, Jackie Young. You got the nucleus there. Yeah, yeah. So I think you got enough there for them to be a playoff team, no question about it. Uh, the Sparks looks, they put all their chips to the middle of the table. Atkins has to deliver, guys. She has to deliver. Uh, Ray Burrell, I want to see take that next step. I think she will. Bringing back a woman K, I think, does help them. So yeah, so I'm picking them for playoffs. My New York Liberty, I see them in the mix, guys. Even with the new coach here, uh, I think this is a team that you got a Brianna Stewart there who can police the locker room. You got a JJ there, another one. Sabrina has to be healthy throughout the season. I understand. I get it. This ankle thing, you want to be on the side of caution, but for them to do anything, Sabrina has to be healthy. So that's your 17. Then the eighth team, I'm calling it, guys. The Toronto Tempo. I'm calling it. I believe they're going to be a playoff team. I understand. I get it. I see what Chicago did. I don't trust the coach. I do not trust the coach over there whatsoever. So there's a lot of young and hungry teams out there. Connecticut's, your Washingtons, but uh, my one caveat is Minnesota. How soon do they get back Naphesia Collier, and are they able to keep the ship afloat until she gets back? I think that all depends on the rookie, believe it or not, Olivia Miles. Is she able to be the floor general that they're touting her to be over there? Because I've heard a lot of talk about it. So we'll see what happens. So that's my playoff teams. All right, guys, I thank you for listening as always. All things basketball with gd.com is the website. There you find my clips, my full episodes. Also, YouTube channel. I have that going as well, guys. Donate, guys. Donate to the show. My Cash App is in the scroll there. $ GD that sports dude. Again, $ GD that sports dude. I got the 3 buttons on my website. Buy me a coffee, PayPal, Spotify, donate. Email the show, all things basketball GD at outlook.com. You can email the show, guys. And then also, in terms of podcast platforms, I'm on all of them. Apple, Spotify, all the things out there. And then social media, TikTok, Instagram, some Blue Sky, some Facebook. That's it. Thank you for listening as always, guys. And again, I'll come back with the postseason awards predictions. Tina Charles hangs it up and the TV stuff. So thank you for listening as always. We'll talk soon. Take care.